Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to The Wheel of Time. We're now on to episode 2 of season 2, which is called Strangers and Friends. Sounds a little bit like a Lil Jon song I used to know back in the day. But anyway, last episode, the premiere, I think was really good. We were able to set the stage for where everybody is since the finale of the first season. We found out that it's been approximately 6 months since then, and our team, unfortunately, is completely scattered. We've got Rand, who's in the wind. We have Perrin, who's off pursuing one of the Dark One's followers. We've got Egwene and Nynaeve at the White Tower trying to fairly ineffectually learn how to use their power. And we've got Matt, who is still a captive of the Red Aes Sedai. So everybody's scattered. They all kind of miss each other, but they all also realize that they need to kind of do their own thing right now because this, something is happening. They can all sense that bad things are happening, bad things are coming, and they want to feel more prepared than not. And they're all kind of facing their own unique challenges, with the exception of Rand, of course, because we didn't really see much from him. And then we also saw on the Aes Sedai side of things that Moiraine is really struggling with not having her powers. It's been 6 months, but she still very much doesn't feel okay, as I can only imagine one would after going through an ordeal like that. And her and Lan are kind of butting heads right now because Lan just really wants her to open up and be more kind of forthcoming with her, but she's just really not ready to give him what he needs right now. She's still trying to figure out what's going on with her. But in the middle of all that, we see that she discovered that some of the Dark Ones, shall we say, less human creatures are out there hunting possibly her or hunting anyone to do with her. And so she basically went out on her own on what was kind of a fool's errand, and she ended up taking out one of them herself, but she ended up getting pretty badly hurt, and so did Lan. But thankfully, the Aes Sedai and Warder that she was staying with were able to save them at the last minute. So yeah, for them, they're not in great shape right now, and thankfully, they do have the Aes Sedai there who can probably do some healing for them, but things aren't going so well for them. And as we also saw, things are not going so well for the girls at the tower either. So lots going on here. I'm thinking this episode, based on the thumbnail, we're going to see a little bit more of Rand because we didn't really get anything on him last episode, or Matt. So I feel like we might get a little bit more into what's going on with them and kind of what their journey is going to be for the rest of the season as well. So I'm very much looking forward to jumping into that. So I'm about to do that, but right before I do, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I do reactions to shows like this as well as many other kinds. So if you'd like to watch me do that or follow me on this journey, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button as well as the like button, as well as the notification bell, so you know when I upload as well. But yes, the like button would be good too, because that's what helps me. It really helps put your girl in the algorithm. I really do appreciate the love. And if you've been here before, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back. If you're not a subby already, please go ahead, join the gang, and help me get to that 10K mark that I've been working so hard for. All right, that out of the way, guys. Let's get into episode 2 right about now. Those are some fantastic dreams you're having there, buddy. You're not turning evil at all.
Another nightmare.
And who it is? Is the scent of Egwene even off your skin yet? Jerk.
I should get to work.
You still owe me room and board for this month.
Oh, so that's how we're paying.
I won't pay.
Him selling himself for sleep and food. He's not even sleeping.
All these nights together and it's always the same ending.
Rand. Don't you dare ever come back to Egwene with that filthy body of yours. She is out here missing on you and wishing on holidays for you, and you out here paying for room and board. And what's crazy is that he actually was going to propose to her last season. You remember how he was all like, yeah, let's settle down and you give up your dreams so you can be my wife? Homie couldn't even keep it in his pants for 6 months. Men, they will lie. Oh, good catch. What is that? A pita frisbee. A pisbee. Someone's having a real bad time. Oh, okay. So this is some sort of place for people who are mentally unwell, it looks like. Or are these men? Are these all men who've had their... No, I heard a girl scream before. Never mind. I thought maybe these were all men who'd had their powers taken.
You are mine.
So he's here because he's hearing voices, or he just wants to be near people just in case he loses it? It's a very interesting choice of job if he is in fact working here. Oh, Lan, baby. You okay, honey? He looks so defeated. Oh my God.
You
sure you don't need more healing?
I'm fine.
I'll get you some water.
I love it. She didn't even look at Moiraine. She's like, anyways, Lan, you look fragile and soft. Can I give you a hug betwixt my bosoms? Because same, sis. Same. You two still just gonna keep looking at each other, huh? Okay. Well, why is he so cute when he's all mad and pouty, though? I'm taking it seriously, I swear to God.
The White Tower.
You can't.
Have Tomas ready my horse. You're still weak from the healing, and I don't want my saddle to slip.
She said what she said, and I do think you need to go back to the tower, because there happens to be a very powerful healer there who's, you know, coincidentally in love with you. Let's go. Although riding, oh my God, could you imagine riding horseback with a stomach injury? Oh!
It's just sniffing the bloody air. It's not proper tracking.
Oh, is it?
He's kept us on Fane's trail.
Quite.
Exactly. Shh. Besides, looking at that man's eyes, I would trust pretty much anything he said. I'd be like, yeah, I don't think he's tracking like normal people. I don't know how many golden-eyed people you know, but he's the first I've met. Where are the horsies? Hopefully they're in safe proximity, because I don't want to see any more horses hurt and too traumatized by Walking Dead, Game of Thrones. No more dead horses. You're not slick.
There's a woman in that house.
Definitely saw that.
We were wondering if we can borrow some brown sugar.
Hello, we came to borrow some brown sugar. Just use your gentle inside voice, Perrin. I'm sure she'll know the fact that you're like 6'10".
Sorry. We were worried that you might.
They're not here right now, sweetie. Wow, his eyes kick in. He doesn't even realize it, huh? That's crazy. Oh, it's those guys. Yikes. And his friend's like, hey, twin. We at it again, huh?
Perry, you alright?
Didn't see it till now.
There's nobody in here.
You sure? Flies wasted no time, huh? You two need
to know the difference between vision and reality.
Yes. See? He sees you.
Whatever you're doing to me, I want no part of it.
Bro.
Doesn't work that way.
How is it? What?
Whatever scared him away wasn't us.
Uh-oh. That man's biceps and triceps are legendary. Oh. Okay, there's a bigger bad.
You think it was Pat and Fan?
I don't know, actually. Not them introducing a third party. And we still don't even know what happened to the people who were coming to the beach last season. Remember the people on the beach? And the little girl who clearly isn't with us anymore?
Coming to take me for a walk.
You know, a walk off a cliff.
No way.
Rand's voice is oddly creepy right now, actually. I know he's meaning to be soothing, but it's actually weirding me out a little.
Kissing the act.
Wow. You find it fun to torment people who have mental illness. Okay.
You're going to wind up the wrong person one of these days.
Oh, you?
Maybe. There.
Hey.
That man will probably die a very terrible death. So this isn't completely out of benevolence. He's learning something. I'm trying to figure out if it's just fighting or if it is indeed weaving. Ooh, the outfit though. Loving it.
We dilute the Crimson Thorn. Takes the edge off the pain. But the healing is still quite uncomfortable. Maybe you could hold her hand while I do this?
Learn a little something while you're here? Since healing is what you seem to do, or used to. You thieving thief who thieves. She just likes things that are red, huh? See? You can use your stuff for good stuff. It's not all about war, Nynaeve.
Took a lot of practice.
Practice. Not like blowing up from the inside, which is kind of where your powers are at right now, sis.
It's a response to the symptoms and disease you're presented with. But my Aisha, we stop the disease taking root in the first place.
Oh, sure you do. We just cut your head off so you can't get sick.
We can do more than just react. We can change the course of history itself.
Sounds a little narcissistic.
I've asked the Mistress of Novices to turn your studies over to me.
Heard you're not allowed to teach novices.
Yeah, don't you kill them?
I'm allowed to teach accepting.
I just want to punch her, just straight in the beak. And when she finds out that you've been holding Matt, whoo, girl, you keep talking about that power, you're going to see it. But anyway, she seems to be connecting with her. So at this point, whatever gets our sis to the point where she can use the one power without, like I said, exploding it.
Might have been naked.
Oh, my heart flutters at the thought.
I think it does, though. Maybe a little.
Sweet cakes. I'm feeling generous.
Why? Ew, your hands look dirty. Dirty fingernails? Such a thing. I can't. He's like, I've been through this every day for 6 months. And back to carving. I was saying, I really respect his dedication because I would have given up on this, but then he really has nothing else to do, I suppose. It's either that or go insane.
Oh, you can leave those right there. Thank you so much.
I wasn't bringing them to you, but cool.
But I would appreciate it if you show me what you've done with your room, will you? It's just with this tiny space, it's just impossible. I've seen closets this bigger.
Oh my god, you're rich and privileged. We have nothing in common.
I think they'd do a better job at cleaning up before we arrived, don't you think? Mine was full of rubbish too.
Wow.
No, you didn't just move in.
Just a plain old pavo. Just a simple girl with simple things. Snob.
This is lovely.
Oh, is it? Is it quaint?
The whole daughter-heir thing. I'm Elaine Chakant.
Okay.
You were my subject.
Great. Excellent.
There are some things best left between sisters.
She's going to tell them all later anyway, but okay.
Nynaeve is the most powerful channel that this tower has seen in a
1,000 years.
Yes, we've heard. Repeatedly.
You're the mistress of novices. You're responsible for these girls.
Well, basically. If she dies, it's on you, not on that red. Anyway.
Unfortunately, in the hall, you speak as one, not three. That is, if you intend to be here to speak at all.
She don't like them men talking to her.
Do you want to stay?
No.
And at this point, there's not much you can do. Like I said, for some reason, Nynaeve connects with that old cow. Yes, follow her. Where is she going? What are these whispers? Not you finding her secret torture room? Girl, you see one whip, one bridle, anything red, out. Get out, trust. It's not the party you want to be at least not without Lan.
Find out if anyone's seen Fang or whatever killed that Fade.
You think these people would know what killed a... Okay. I think you got a lot of hope in this village.
Tastes better than it smells. Go in.
No thanks.
The first plate's on the house.
I'm sure it is. But so's crack. Bye. Look at the babies. The babies are so cute.
I prefer to sleep under the stars.
Like true animal I am.
They're not your pack, you know.
Oh, he said Pat?
Yes, I know.
You knew what he meant too. You see, you didn't even ask him why he said pack. He's your brethren. Go talk to him. Stop being stubborn. No one's with you and Nynaeve fighting what you are.
3 Fades hunting a single Aes Sedai. The eye of the Dark One is upon you, sister. Did you not think we would ask why?
And bring it to our house, coincidentally, because we live there.
But after all these years, our world is still broken.
I was about to say, I don't think y'all fixed it in the first place from the sounds of things.
Well, what's broken cannot always be healed.
Oh, talking about yourself now, hun?
But I will never betray him. Neither of us knows what the future may bring.
Exactly. I like this one. She's smart enough not to make those kind of promises.
You will simply have to trust me. Yeah. And I you.
Welcome to life.
Come back to the fire, sit beside us.
Come be social. You've got no choice, Moiraine. If she really wanted you dead at this point, she could have just left you. You did bring a Fade to her house, literally. Oh, you're looking for revenge. That's pretty dark-hearted of you. He's walking a little too steadily for my liking, though. Don't think he's as drunk as he was acting. Oh! These are people's homes! Did you forget you have that whole weave thing? Bro. You cannot afford to let your temper get the best of you, sir. This is precisely why you shouldn't have run away.
I have to be alone.
We can be alone together.
Sure. We'll just talk and cuddle.
You didn't really need me to show you around the tower, did you?
Well, no. 6 summers here as a girl, and you'd know it like the back of your hand, too.
Great, so I could have been sleeping.
You will be in my office every morning for the next 3 months, feeling the switch on your shoulders.
Of course, Shiriam, said I. Before breakfast or after.
Okay. She said, I'll be a servant leader.
Where's Nynaeve Almira gone off to?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
She's older than me.
Have her come to my study straight away when she's back.
Of course.
Am I her messenger? Like what?
The only time an Aes Sedai ever talks to me is to ask where my friend is.
Little jealousy peeping up there, but I don't blame you.
Well, you wanted them to clean it out.
I mean, all those pillows were a bit excessive, weren't they? What are you gonna do with them when you're sitting in your room for the whole 2 minutes you get between cleaning people's dishes and getting beaten by the lady upstairs? Come on. Oh, look at you taking care of an old man when you talk about how much you hate them all. Was that your daddy? Something tells me she wanted to be followed, though. I don't think this was an accident. But maybe not. Nynaeve is a good tracker. We learned that last season, too.
What are you doing here?
The Crimson Thorn.
Hi.
Walk away from this place before I do something we both regret.
What will you do that won't hurt him, too?
We turmeric to help smooth the inflammation.
Get out! Before I tell you, you get out! Get out! You stupid!
Oh, I know you did not just lay hands on me, girl. Oh, okay. Memory is long. You make sure you get your lick back. You hear me, Nynaeve? You make sure you get that lick back.
I'm so sorry, my boy, my beautiful boy.
Her son? I'm sorry, but that is some karma right there. Your man-hating ass ends up having a boy. Of all children, you have a boy. All right, 1 brick down. Probably about 40 or 50 left to go. Also, bro, you're not going to be able to fit through there. Unless you're planning on going on a hunger strike for the rest of your days.
Another cell.
I mean, that one may not be locked, though. Ah!
I'm in.
I'm in.
And that was the end of his sex life.
Damn. So loud. Lan's like, actually, I got laid about 6 months ago.
Told us the story of how you met.
I'm interested. Anyone?
Sword out, hair whipping in the wind.
It was outside Shachin.
Oh. I like that setting she was building.
Older women take young men's virginity to show them the ways of love. This is getting good.
She's like, where's this kingdom again? How does one get there?
Grabbed me by the scruff of the neck and tossed me in the water.
That's not very gentlemanly.
It's unwise to try separating a man from his...
That's right. Don't touch long objects that belong to men unless you're prepared for the consequences.
Any old warder can protect you from a trouble, but the right one can protect you from yourself.
Deep. See, she told that story on purpose. She's like, I need them to reminisce so all the warm, fuzzy feelings come back since they're fighting.
It's been a while since I've had a drink with someone.
Sorry, are you coming on to me?
Oh.
I mean, come on. What else do you got to do in there? You know, I don't think the Red Aes Sedai said you could have friends over.
Are you going to tell me why you're in here?
No. She might have actually been sent to keep an eye on you.
I see things.
If I keep drinking this...
Right. Matt didn't meet her.
What kind of thing?
Everything.
You really don't want to know what I see when I look at you.
Absolutely not.
That's a smart man.
No, I would rather not know the shit that's headed my way.
Right? Then it's fresh and new. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. I don't think she'll be visiting again.
There was someone that I loved once.
I think he really just wants to take a nap.
When I'm with you, I can pretend you're him. I can pretend I'm again.
That's not healthy. Also, how does that feel good? You're laying in bed post-coitus and someone's like, you know, the whole time I'm actually picturing that you're somebody that I actually care about. No offense. If you say Egwene, you dirty...
Someone I wish I could forget.
Oh, okay.
It's when one has no friends and isn't allowed to have fun. One must fill the hours somehow.
I like it. Better than plotting to take over the world.
We came here together. She's my best friend.
Light, how exciting.
Is it? It's kind of like having someone who always outshines you right beside you all the time.
All I do is study, work myself to the bone, following the rules.
Mm-hmm. And she's just naturally born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Where is she when I actually meet her?
Living her own damn life. Aren't you grown?
And she's off sparring with warders or becoming the Andrew's bloody protege.
Okay, so she's supposed to just follow you around. Oh, you're having a rough day, Nynaeve.
So I hope you'll forgive me when I say jealousy.
Yes.
It's not the best look on you.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm not jealous.
You are so jealous, girl. You might as well just go to the Greens Eyes to Die so you can match the inside to the outside.
I know what jealousy looks like.
Thank you. She didn't ask for this. If there's ever a woman not to be jealous of, she didn't want this power.
I've already set the wheels in motion, so here we are. What I mean?
Great. That was super nondescript. Considering you like to just slap people out of nowhere, I kind of need more forewarning. No apology for the cheek, though, hey? Okay. That arch doesn't look exactly welcoming. You know, this reminds me of a WoW area. A World of Warcraft. There's like 3 mirrors you have to go through trials. Anyway. Read it. Do it. Break a rule. Come on, Lan. It's hot. Okay. Stealing is hot, too.
I should have sensed the Fates were coming.
You should have.
I'm sorry.
You know she's not mad at you, right?
You will go to the tower.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll continue alone.
Oh. He's not going to break up with
Not
you.
leaving you.
I was wrong, Lan. I was wrong about everything.
But it takes 8 eyes to die to cut someone off. Alone he couldn't, no matter
You
how.
have no conception of the power they wield.
Ooh.
You've never seen the forest for the trees because I have never shown it to you.
I know what you're trying to do. You said he was dead.
You assumed. Because my loyalty is to him. And him alone.
Ouch.
I'm still your war.
No, you failed me. Without Verin and Adelaus, I would be dead.
Wow.
I'll have her take your bond by force if I must.
We were in this together. Equals.
Oh.
That was never true, was it, Moiraine?
I mean...
We were never equals.
Oh. She held eye contact, too. Last dagger to the heart. Whew. Cold and precise. Damn, Moiraine. I'm telling you, y'all think men can be cold, but women, when we actually turn off that emotional tap, it is vicious. Vicious. Oh, I don't like this town. It's too smoky. Too quiet. Don't you have wolf hearing? Wake up! Bro, I'm gonna need you to wake up. Too late. How the hell you sleeping so soundly? These men actually had time to look at your ass like, he really sleeping? Still? Ow, your head. Ow, ow, ow. Concussed. Wolf out, come on! Oh, hay bale, that's convenient. Thank you. Yeah, I know, you got hit in the head good, but I'm gonna need you to get it together. You almost got kidnapped. You're 6'50" elf. Kidnapped. No. Y'all better save that ogre right now. I'm dead ass. No, get off him. That's right. Them up. them up, Loial. How dare they touch you? Why do I think we're gonna lose this very muscular man? That's right, toss them bitches. Rip some heads off too while you're at it. We're definitely losing one of these guys. I don't like it. It's too many. Can you howl for your pack, please? Oh, no, no, no. Who are these? These are the ocean people! I remember the mouth thing. These are the ocean people. I asked about them and I shouldn't have. Too late. Damn, they knocked you out good. Oh, Loial, be nice to him. God, really? You have time to be marching this giant parapet everywhere you go? Whoever you are up there, you're an asshole already, I can tell. Because that is just egregiously over the top. Oh no, we saw those nails last episode, those finger things. That's not good. Just don't hurt Loial. I mean, I don't want Perrin to get hurt either. No, Loial, please. All right, all this work to get in this room? Who were you waiting to talk to, bro? For the game, of all people. But I guess he needs a teacher.
Oh, I'll be taking care of you for the next few months.
He can see you, bro.
I have a feeling you and I have a lot more in common.
You do have much in common. All right, guys. Well, that was episode 2 of season 2, Strangers and Friends. And yep, we're getting to the thick of things. Things are not necessarily going well for all of our people here. They're all kind of hitting a new wall, one could say, as far as challenges that they're going to have to experience. Once again, I just feel like it's easier to go through the characters because there are so many in this show. Okay, why don't we start out with Matt? He kind of had, again, the shorter part of the episode, but we see that he's been slowly but surely whittling his way through one of the walls, hoping that it was a way for him to get out. I mean, it was a little bit of a ballsy move when you think about it, because really that wall could have been he could have been 6-7 floors up for all he knows. I couldn't see if there was a window in that room or not, but point being, he could have fallen to his death trying to get out of there. But anyways, turns out it goes to an adjacent cell, and we have met Ming again. We met her last season. She is the young lady who's able to see glimpses of the future, and we saw that she tried to escape that border town at the last season when it was being attacked, but it looks like she got caught by the Red Aes Sedai and she's been locked up, which again, I'm not sure. I don't think it's because of what she can do so much as potentially other things. But anyway, her and Matt kind of chat a little bit about how, it sucks to be locked up, and Matt's just kind of happy to have some company for once that's, actually friendly to him, unlike his captor. But then we see and he also says to her that he has no interest in seeing the future, which is very different because we saw that Rand wanted to know the future, and I think a few people who got in contact with her have always wanted to know what happens next. And so she was really surprised when he was like, no, don't want to know, don't care. I'm just gonna live life as blindly as possible, which I think is absolutely the best way to go, because if you ever watch any show about someone who knows the future, they always say that, knowing the future is not always a good thing, because a lot of times if you know the future, you end up kind of working hard. Once you know it, you don't know if it's actually supposed to happen or if you've actually done things now to orchestrate it happening, if that makes sense. So like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So anyway, I think that, Ming really liked hearing that, because again, I'm pretty sure ever since someone figured out what she could do, they basically kind of stopped caring so much about her and what she wanted and focused way more on what she could give them. And that's just not a fun place to be, right? No one wants to be the person that everyone uses for what they want. But anyway, shortly after that, we see that she ends up seeing a glimpse of Matt's future, and it's not good. She sees him stabbing Rand in the gut. Could be fatal, maybe not, but it clearly doesn't look good. And she does know who Rand is, so this isn't some random stabbing. She sees that he's using a dagger, possibly the dagger, to stab Matt. So not sure what she's going to do with that information, thinking that it's definitely going to damper her plans of possibly building a friendship with Matt. But she might also just think that she needs to stay close to him now in order to prevent potentially that future from happening. Who knows? But interesting that they gave us that glimpse, that foreshadowing into potentially later in the season. But obviously none of that can happen while he's still in the tower. So we'll have to see how he's going to get out, because that's still a big question mark as to how he's going to escape, since all that 6 months of whittling through the wall ended up getting him basically nowhere. Going into the captor of both of these people, we see that the Red Aes Sedai, I keep forgetting her name, I will remember at some point, but she's just the Red to me right now. She is continuing to try to work with Nynaeve. She first takes her to the healers so she can see how some of the healing Aes Sedai do their work, and we know that last season Nynaeve, that was one of her primary care duties when she was back in her small town. She did a lot of the healing there, and seeing that the weaving could be used to heal something that in the past, like we heard her tell the stories of how she had to bring so many people back from the brink of death with what her knowledge in order to bring them back, particularly from that fever, and to see that just one weave cured it in a matter of minutes. She really was truly impressed by it, right? And again, I think it's opening her mind to the possibilities of what her weaves can do, because I think in her mind, everything about weaving has to do with this elitist society of the Aes Sedai, and of course she's seen the men who've wielded it and been all crazy, and then she just kind of sees the narcissism that some of the Aes Sedai have. So I get it. Like in her mind, she just thinks the power leads to being arrogant and narcissistic and not caring about the little guy, and that it's always going to be bad. But now she's starting, I think that she's starting to see now that it can be what she wants it to be. It can definitely be a lot more helpful than it is harmful. But we also see in that scene that the Red actually grabs one of the pain-killing agents that was there, because I noticed she pocketed it. And later on, Nynaeve follows her, because she's supposed to be in her room, but she ends up leaving the tower through a secret exit. And Nynaeve, as we learned last season, she's a very good tracker, finds her at the home of an older man, and she is giving this pain-killing agent to him. And this, of course, just seems super strange on so many levels, because the fact that she's trying to help a man. Since season 1, we have watched this woman literally revel in causing pain and suffering to anything with a Y chromosome. So to see her go out of her way to end the suffering of this person, and she's gently talking to him and apologizing for being late and stroking his face, like this is completely anti everything that we have seen. And of course, Nynaeve is genuinely curious, and she sees, of course, just being the healer that she is, she's looking at him, she's trying to assess his medical condition. And like I said, at first I kind of thought maybe the Red Aes Sedai was testing her, but then I keep forgetting, like I said, that Nynaeve can actually track really well. But we see that clearly she did not expect Nynaeve to be there, and she was very upset that Nynaeve found this, because this is clearly not something that anybody or a lot of people know about. And even though Nynaeve does her best to offer help, because that's really what she wants to do, is try to help this person, not just because of the Red Aes Sedai, but just because that's what the kind of person she is, we see that the Red Aes Sedai is like, no, get out of here. I don't want to hear it. I don't want you to help me. I just get out, basically. Literally slaps her on the face and tells her to get lost. And then later on, we hear her saying that, she keeps talking to this man and saying, I'm sorry that I left you. Long story short, we find out this is her son. So of course, we heard early in the episode, she's saying that Aes Sedai can use their power to slow their aging so they can live hundreds of years. So God knows how old the Red Aes Sedai is, but she's old enough to have had a son who is now looking like he's reaching the end of his life. And very interesting, as I said, very hilarious to me that the man-hating Aes Sedai got a son. Of all children to have, she would give birth to a son. I'm like, you see how karma works? You see how karma works? They said, oh, you're gonna hate men? Guess what you gonna get, girl? Son. Deal with that. So anyway, very interesting development, and I do wonder how that's gonna play into her character and why she's kind of still on this tangent. Like maybe, I'm assuming it has something to do with this boy's father, maybe? Like maybe the father did something to her to make her think that all men are evil. But anyway, very interesting turn of events to find out that she's in fact a mother, and of all things, the mother of a son. So that was pretty much Nynaeve's story, except for the fact that as well, the Red Aes Sedai said that she thought that Nynaeve should go through the trial of the arches. We still don't know what that is. At least I don't know what that is. I'm sure the book readers do. Please don't spoil it for me yet. I'm willing to wait and watch. But she said she thinks Nynaeve is ready for that. But apparently that trial is what killed her last fledgling. So this is why they didn't want her to get another one. But as the mistress of novices, that's the word, sorry. As the mistress of novices said, they're running out of time and they need to get something going with Nynaeve. So she's desperate. She just wants Nynaeve to do something. She needs to feel like they're getting somewhere, some headway with these new novices, because time is in fact running out. So we saw that Nynaeve at the end of the episode is about to go and face these trials. But I'm not worried about her, because that is one bad girl. She is one bad girl. We know that. Don't mess with Nynaeve. She's a lot tougher than she looked, and she's already let them know that she ain't no pushover. So it's true. I think she does need to face her fears, and I think that, like I said, I don't like the Red Aes Sedai, but she's not wrong. I think she reads Nynaeve better than most people, and Nynaeve is scared. That's really, since last season we saw that as her biggest block with her magic, with her progression, with figuring out what she wants to do with her life. She is very held back by fear of who she is, what she is, and what her future is, and what her destiny is supposed to be. So maybe going through this where she has no choice but to face her fears and no longer has the choice to run from them or hide behind fighting with the, with the other warders, etc. She'll finally get to that point where she can get past that hump and actually start to embracing what she is. We can move on to Egwene. There was very little of her as well this episode, but we see that she has met a young girl, and I forgot her name already. I'm sorry, it will come to me. But she is apparently royalty, effectively. She is going to be the next leader, I believe, of the town that they're in, or the realm that they're in. I mean, that's my assumption. But yes, she has been moved to the tower because she is also a novice and she needs to learn how to use her weaves. She's very bougie. She's very rich. She's not used to dealing with all these plebes. But it looks like so far, outside of the fact that her head's a bit in the clouds as far as the wealth of the average person, she does seem like she's got a good heart, and she immediately has kind of, attached herself to Egwene and wants to make friends with her. And that's not a bad thing. Having friends in high places, definitely something this group should probably have. And we see that her and Egwene have a conversation. I think it's probably the most important thing that happened between them is that they have this conversation. And of course, this girl's like, oh, Nynaeve, I've been hearing her name. And of course, Egwene kind of rolls her eyes because it's true. Almost everything we ever see with Egwene is either telling her to go do something or asking her where Nynaeve is. And also people write in her presence saying, yeah, Egwene's cool and all, but have you seen Nynaeve? Like, Nynaeve's that girl. Like, Nynaeve, like Egwene's like, okay, cool, but Nynaeve, right? So like, my sister's been dealing with that ever since any of the Aes Sedai have seen what Nynaeve can do, and it sucks, right? It sucks. I made a tweet, I think it was last year, where I was saying, like, imagine you're this A student who literally stutters for like 16 hours a day, and you've gotten tutors, and you've gone and done all the extra research, and you're doing all this work to try and like just get that 99% on the exam, and then someone walks in, the kid who doesn't even study in class, falls asleep, skips half of them, tells everybody that he hates studying, walks into class, sits down, writes the exam, and gets 100%. That's Nynaeve, right? Like, poor Egwene is that student who works so hard, and like she said to her friend, like, I'm putting in all this effort, I'm working so hard, I want this so bad, I'm embracing this, and I am still being A, overlooked, and B, I'm not getting these results that I want. And then here's Nynaeve, who does not even want it, looks down on it, practically spits on it, and she has more power in her pinky than I can muster after weeks of work. So it's understandable, like, there is jealousy there, and I'm really glad that sis brought it out to her and said, girl, you're turning green, you're turning real green right now, and it's not a good look, it's not worth it. Like, if this woman's your friend and she's been your friend your whole life and looked out for you, then jealousy is not the right place to be, especially if Nynaeve, because it's not like Nynaeve's lording it over everyone. She's trying to run from this power as fast as she can. But also, I think that there is the jealousy, but I think beneath that, really, it's just frustration. Like, Egwene wants this so bad, and it does suck. When you want something, if there's something that you see and you want it so bad, and you see someone who's got like a natural ability for it and they just don't even care, or they don't do anything with it, that can be one of the most frustrating things in the world. I completely understand that, but it's part of life. That happens all the time. There will be people out there who will be able to do things that you wish you could do so easily and not even care about or even want it. So I'm really glad that her new friend basically said to her, sis, I see where you're headed. It's not worth it. It's not a good look, and you don't need to be. And so that was pretty much all we really had in Egwene. Moving on to Rand. There was a lot of Rand this episode, which is good because we had no Rand last episode. We see that he is in another town, a gate of another town. And it's not by coincidence. He actually has gone and taken on a job. And it looks like most of the people who are in this place are a lot of men who have gone up against Aes Sedai and lost. He is there, and at first I thought it was just for him to maybe learn from some of these former wielders or from these former soldiers, because again, he knows he's going to have to do some battling at some point, but he's never really trained for any of that, right? He was a farmer up in the hills last season. But we find out that he's actually trying to get to Logain. We discovered that this was all a big long game for him to eventually get to a place where he'd actually get one-on-one time with Logain from last season, who is the only other male wielder that he knows of right now who does not have the one power anymore, but knew how to use it quite well. So it makes sense. I guess it's somewhat smart, but I feel like it's still dangerous because, I mean, Logain is still, he was no dummy. right? He was nuts, but he wasn't stupid. So I do wonder whether or not Rand is really aware of how dangerous it could be to play with this man. But I understand that he feels like he has no other option at this point. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see what their conversations yield and what he might be able to actually teach him. Because as we saw, when he even tried to get the, basically beat the crap out of that former guard, who, let's face it, deserved it a little bit, he can't control the power. And we also see that he's got a bedfellow wherever he's staying. He's been paying rent with a stuff downstairs. And then finally, Moiraine and Lan, unfortunately, things did not get too much better. Thankfully, they got healed by the two Aes Sedai, or sorry, the Aes Sedai that was there, but they're still not fully healed, right? Because again, there are Aes Sedai who, like, that's literally their specialty, and I'm guessing that the one that they're staying with, that is not her specialty. Not to mention that, especially Lan, he got worked over good. So, but yeah, they're still very disconnected, and not just because of their bond, but also just emotionally. And Lan is still determined to try to, like, see if he can bridge this gap between the two of them or try to forge a new bond between the two of them. But we see that it's just not happening. Like, Moraine's just not opening that door. She's still very emotionally and mentally closed off to him. And she's saying that she wants to go back to the tower so she can get proper medical attention. And Lan knows that something's up with that because, she promised she wasn't going to go back without finding the one. But he's going with it because he thinks that maybe he can still convince her to continue their relationship. But we see that even though we saw the sister of the Aes Sedai try to get some warm, fuzzy feelings between the two of them by saying, how did you two meet? How did this happen? And we see there is a little bit of sentiment still there, and that, Moiraine obviously has not forgotten anything about her time with Lan, and that there still are definitely emotions there. But despite all of that, we see at the end that she basically says, no, like, I'm going on alone. Like, I'm no longer basically an Aes Sedai because I can't wield. You're no longer a warder because I'm not an Aes Sedai. And you need to go because technically when your Aes Sedai is gone as a warder, your job is to go and bond to another Aes Sedai. That's what you're supposed to do. And he doesn't want to do that because for him, it wasn't just a job, right? He said it, very emotionally, that I thought we were partners. I trusted you and I thought we were equals. And that's why I chose to do this, not because I felt some higher duty to the cause. And he kind of was looking for that last bit of just any kind of hope or thread that she was going to potentially, like, take the hand that he's been extending by saying, like, tell me that we weren't equals. Like, you can't lie to me. Like, tell me whether or not that's true. And she basically said to him, yeah, no, we weren't. Never, and that was really, as you can see, it hurt him a lot. And she's just like, look, bro, I'm done. I'm not fighting with you anymore. I've made my decision. I already called in reinforcements. You're going back to the tower. He finally let go of the horse and actually let her go, but not before stealing the poem that she got from last episode. So I don't think he's done per se with her, but I think he realized at this point in time there really is nothing more he can do for their connection or relationship. Very sad. It's sad to see hurt Lan. It's sad to see Moiraine be like this, but I don't think it's the end of them by any stretch. But yeah, she needs to go through her stuff, and Lan is better used someplace else where his efforts and his everything is going to be more appreciated, because it's just not going to be with Moiraine right now, no matter how hard he's trying. So yeah, those two have a lot of making up to do whenever the time is right, but that time is not now. So our group is still breaking up even more, which of course we know with these types of shows, the more things got to get really bad before they get good. That leads us to the final character, which is Perrin. They're still following Fane, and they, again, his powers seem to be growing, but he's still really not sure of what to make of them. He doesn't seem to have any kind of control of when they go or come, but the man who's traveling with them clearly knows what he's doing, and much like Nynaeve, he is refusing to accept the fact that this is something that's going on with him and that something is different with him at this point. And like I said, didn't even question the fact that the man said those people are not your pack, right? He didn't even say, why'd you say pack, right? So he knows something's there, but he's still not willing to accept it. And they stay in a town that's nearby, a house that was ransacked, and we see that something killed one of the Fades that was in this house, which again, I feel like we might have introduced a third element. I'm not sure, but we'll see as the episodes continue. But anyways, they stay in a nearby town, and that town ends up getting raided by a bunch of soldiers, who I now see are soldiers that came from those ships that were coming in at the end of last season with those weird people with the mouthpiece thingies. And they've got some pretty strong wielders, it looks like, themselves. The boys were doing pretty good at fighting them back, but then they showed up and literally blew everybody away. Now they are captured, and we see that this new guy, Ishmael, Something that starts with an I, and some very creepy looking queen-like lady who I think was also at the table from last episode. They have descended upon this town, and it looks like that guy was looking directly at Perrin. So not sure what Perrin's got himself into, and I noticed their wolf guide is gone. He refused to sleep in the town, so he might have avoided getting captured. So maybe he's going to be the key to getting Perrin out. That's kind of my prediction and hope, because yeah, my guy Perrin cannot be captured this easy by the bad guy. It can't happen so soon. I'm just not willing to believe it's so. So that was pretty much it for the episode, guys. It was really, really good. I'm liking how the pacing is slowly building things up. What did you guys think of this episode? Please let me know in the comments below. But of course, no spoilers, please. Just, comments and things like that. I really enjoyed the engagement you guys gave me last season, and I'm looking forward to it again this season as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode, and I really hope that you enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and we will see you in the next video.